Last year I spent 3 hours a week writing SQL by hand. This year that is closer to 0, and the queries are better than what I would have written. In the next 3 minutes I will show you the exact prompts that let non-engineers write production-grade SQL with Claude Code. Databases are everywhere, and SQL is one of those skills where being merely decent is enough for most jobs. Claude Code raises that floor dramatically. Today I will walk through how I use Claude Code for query writing, schema design, migrations, and performance tuning across PostgreSQL, MySQL, and SQLite. The killer use case. Describe what you want top 10 customers by revenue this quarter, with their first order date and total order count, and Claude writes the SQL. Specify your dialect because the functions differ between Postgres, MySQL, and SQLite. Claude will use window functions, CTEs, and proper joins where they belong. The output is almost always more elegant than what I would write by hand. When a query is slow, paste the query, the explain analyze output, and the relevant table schemas. Claude can read the plan, identify the bottleneck, missing index, bad join order, full table scan, and suggest specific fixes. For complex queries, this is faster than going through the plan manually because Claude can also suggest rewriting the query, not just adding indexes. For new tables, ask Claude to design the schema. Describe the entity and how it relates to existing tables. Claude will produce DDL with appropriate types, constraints, indexes, and foreign keys. Tell it your conventions, singular versus plural table names, snake_case versus camel case, soft delete versus hard delete, and it will follow them consistently. Claude is also good at suggesting indexes based on the queries you say you will run. Database migrations are where mistakes get expensive. Ask Claude to write a migration in your tool of choice: Alembic, Prisma, Nex, Rails, Golang Migrate. Tell it the constraints: production has 10 million rows, no downtime allowed, and Claude will generate a migration that handles the size, backfill in batches, add columns nullable, then make required, create indexes concurrently in Postgres. This is the kind of thing that takes years to learn manually. Most real projects use both an ORM and raw SQL. Ask Claude to convert between them: rewrite this Prisma query as raw SQL for a hot path, or convert this complex SQL into an SQL Alchemy query for maintainability. Claude knows the trade-offs and will preserve semantics. This is useful when you have an ORM bottleneck or when SQL is fighting your ORM's assumptions. First, always use parameterized queries. Claude will, but double-check when you copy code. Second, ask for query results in your preferred format: CSV for spreadsheets, JSON for APIs, formatted tables for Slack messages. Third, for analytics queries, ask Claude to add comments explaining the business logic. Future you will need them. Fourth, when joining tables, explicitly tell Claude about the cardinality you expect: one-to-many, many-to-many, to prevent subtle bugs. SQL is everywhere, and getting better at it pays dividends across every project. Claude Code is the cheapest way to level up because it can teach while it works. Use it on your next query and notice the patterns it uses. Subscribe for more Claude Code deep dives, and I will see you in the next one.